iBPS is a platform-independent, scalable business process management solution built using open technologies. It has seamless integration abilities, allowing it to be introduced into any IT infrastructure. In short, it can be defined as software that enables the definition, implementation, monitoring and management of components of a business processes. To log into application, enter the username, password and select the registered cabinet from the drop-down list in the cabinet box. Click the login link to proceed. Omni Application home screen appears. Omni Application is a web portal with single-point access to application across the enterprise. Omni Application provides the functionality to integrate an application's various components and component several instances depending upon the roles and needs. Views are the configurable space where user can configure different modules as per requirement. The pre-registered views in the Omni Application are known as default views. Omni Application have 6 default views. In order to configure Omni Application, click to Omni App Configuration. The Omni Application configuration windows appear. Omni Application panel contains total of 9 configuration tabs. By default, the Application tab appears selected on the screen. Applications are web-based portal that can be accessed over a network, such as the internet or an intranet through the web browser. Omni Application allows user to register, modify and delete applications. Components are a part of particular application. Different applications have different set of components associated with it. Omni Application allows user to register, modify and delete components. Components instances are a subset of a component. One component can have multiple component instances, configured differently according to the requirement. It's the component instance which is configured in the view, not the component. External applications are the external components, configured using the external URLs. For example, www.irctc.co.in. External applications are independent of component instances and can be configured in the view along with the component instances. The URL which do not support iframe cannot be associated with Omni Application. For example, www.google.co.in. View is what is visible to the user. Views are the configurable space where user can configure different modules as per requirement. These consists of component instances and external applications. Each view can be associated with a unique group. No group can be associated with more than one view. When you click on View tab, the default view gets opened on the right pane. However, we can also configure different views which would be explained in detail further in the tutorial. The Settings tab is used for defining other settings in Omni Application. Proxy Configuration Setting. Omni Application provide proxy settings for those applications which do not work in Omni Application. Export-Import Configuration Setting. This setting is used for importing all the configuration settings to a specified location. Multilingual Definition Setting. The multilingual definition component is added in Omni Application to facilitate the user to view different segments such as application, component, external application etc. in the required local languages. The Theme Setting. This setting tab provides liberty to its users to customize their own themes. Omni Application provides liberty to its users to customize their own themes. User can customize color, font color, background color and many more by his own choice. Audit Logs tab is used to view the audit logs of all the actions performed on Omni Application. By Code Fragments tab. The Omni Application provides a functionality through which component application is able to register JavaScript's code fragments which will be loaded into a JS file. These code fragments can be a simple JavaScript code snippets or Java methods. Now, let us configure end-user group view in Omni Application, which is the most commonly used view other than the default views. This view consists of 5 instances: queue list, work item list, search work item list, embedded work items and navigation pane. In order to configure the end-user desktop view, follow the upcoming steps of the tutorial. In order to configure end-user view, you need to register 3 component instances: work list, queue list and search work item list. Register a customized component instance for the component work item list. Select the Component Instance tab and click the Register link. The Component Instance screen appears. By default, the Properties tab appears selected on the screen. Properties tab contains general information about the component instance. Select the component. Work item list from the component drop-down list. Instance name tab provide name of the component instance that will be displayed on the view. Type the instance name in the instance name text box. Type description of the component instance in the description text box. Click the Inputs tab. The Input tab defines the input parameter for the particular component instance. To enable Embedded View option for work item, select the value Yes from the Embedded View drop-down list. The Output tab defines the output parameters for the particular component instance. Click the Method tab. Method tab contains the list of the methods in component instance which will get invoked when some event is fired. QID defines the unique identity of a particular queue. QName defines the name of the respective queue. QType defines the type of a queue. For example, first in first out or work in progress. Allow reassignment allows user to reassign a particular work item to another user. Order by allows user to fetch the work item in the order of selected process variable. Sort order allows user to sort work items in the ascending or descending order. Process ID defines the unique identity of a process from which the selected queue is associated. Mode defines a mode on which the searching will be made. For example, web desktop or process manager. Filter string defines the search work item on mapped filter string. To define the instance and the action on work item, click check in the respective checkboxes of the parameters. For mapping them in the Event tab of Component Instances, click the Event tab. Events tab contains the list of the events in Component Instance which will get fired. All the predefined events are listed here. You can configure the events here by clicking on Define Action link. Choose an action you want to invoke on occurring of this event. Select the action. Instance. Select the instance you want to call, on the click of work item. For the required view, it is must to view the clicked work item in the embedded view. Therefore, select instance name. Embedded work item, from the instance name drop-down list, choose whether you want to load a new instance or want to invoke a predefined method in that instance. Click Invoke Method selection button. Method tab defines the method to load work item list. Select Reload Work Item from the drop-down list. The reload work item is used to fetch work list of selected queue. Map the input parameters of embedded work item with the output parameters of work item to be opened. Click Save button to define the event for the component instance. Work item list 1. Click Register button to register work item list component instance. The work item list 1 component instance is registered successfully. Now, to register queue list component instance, click the Register link. Select Queue Management Queue List from the Component drop-down list. Instance Name tab provide name of the component instance that will be displayed on the view. Type the instance name in the instance name text box. Type description of the component instance. Queue list 1 in the description text box. Click the Event tab. Configure the required event by clicking on Define Action link. Choose an action you want to invoke on occurring of this event. Select the action. Instance. Select the instance you want to call, on the click of queue. For the required view, it is must to view the clicked queue in the work list instance. Therefore, select Instance Name. Work Item List 1, from the Instance Name drop-down list. Select Invoke Method selection button. Method tab defines the method to load work item list. Select Reload Work Item from the drop-down list. The reload work item is used to fetch work list of selected queue. Map the input parameters of work item list with the output parameters of queue list. Click Save button to define the event for the component instance. Queue list 1. Click Register button to register queue list component instance. The queue list 1 component instance is registered successfully. Now, to register search work item 1. Component instance. Click the register link. Select search work item list. From the component drop-down list instance name tab, provide name of the component instance that will be displayed on the view. Type the instance name in the instance name text box. Type description of the component instance. Search work item 1 in the description text box. Click the Event tab. Configure the required event by clicking on Define Action link. Choose an action you want to invoke on occurring of this event. Select the action. Instance. Select the instance you want to call, on the click of search work item. For the required view, it is must to view the clicked search work item in the work list instance. Therefore, select instance name. Work item list 1, from the instance name drop-down list. Select Invoke Method selection button. Method tab defines the method to load work item list. Select search work item from the drop-down list. The search work item is used to search work item on the selected criteria. Map the input parameters of work item list with the output parameters of selected criteria of the search work item. Click Save button to define the event for the component instance. Search work item 1. Click Register button to register work item list component instance. The search work item 1 component instance is registered successfully. Now, let us configure end-user view in Omni application. In order to configure the end-user desktop view, select the Views tab and click the Register link. View Name tab defines name of the view being registered. Type the desired view name in the View Name text box. Group name defines the specific group of users which is to be associated with the view. Select a desired view. From the drop-down list of group, navigation panel contains all the instances configured in the particular view. Check if you want a navigation panel in the view or not. Check whether you want a minimize/maximize button in the component instances. Check if you want a close button in the component instances or not. Drag, drop and resize features enables user to change size and position of instance by dragging. Check whether you want drag, drop and resize feature for the component instances. The layout defines the column layout of the view. It can be 1 column, 2 column or 3 column view. Select the desired column by clicking the particular column selection button. Default width defines the preset width of the column. The default width is configurable. Minimum width defines the minimum required width of the column. The minimum width is configurable. Provide the description of the view in the description text box. Now add the component instances you want to configure in the view. By default, the Component Instances tab appears selected on the screen. Select the desired component instances from the drop-down list and click OK button. Click the Add button to add selected component instances in the view. To configure the default position of the component instances in the view, click the Configure View link. The Configure View window appears. Click the ellipsis button. From the drop-down list, select the added component instances for configuration. Click OK button. Click Add button. The selected component instances is added. In order to map added component instances with a view, click the Save Mapping button. Similarly, you can configure desired external applications to the view. Click Register button to register a view. The desired end-user view is successfully registered. Required end-user group view configured successfully. Similarly, as described in this tutorial, you can configure your own required view in Omni application.